Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer really reminded me of when they released the commercial for the original Final Fantasy VII in 1997. It really captured all the cinematic greatness of that game. Right when the trailer plays, there's a postmodern Back to the Future-ish self-reference to its own canon and predecessor. Everyone recalls the dialogue, but instead of reading text, we hear it spoken from a doable voice actor, down in criticisms of that reason not to buy the remake. We hear a more orchestral, less MIDI version of the opening, where Avalanche invades the reactor, adding nostalgia. Practicing kung fu fights from different angles, opposed to the low-budget fixed angles in the original. It looked a little fake, but it's a game, so whatever. The game looks very different, and not necessarily for the better, but for a more modern audience. The city of Midgar itself seems like a dungeon, as you lean towards walls, duck through holes, walk around cave-ins to pass certain areas. Not to mention, add to the story of Midgar being a dangerous city. The cement designs give it a prison-like atmosphere, adding to the dystopia feel of the theme of the city. I hope they keep this in mind when they build the whole Midgar level. The Midgar level is at least feeling very huge, really receptive to contemporary audiences who just played Xenoblade Chronicles X. I'm really hoping they don't make new towns, maybe just camps or villages, while keeping the main story with its iconic towns and game design from those towns. However, I won't be surprised if Square had another trick up its sleeve, just like it did when it did Cloud Storms in the Battle. Also, that playing as Barret tease, it was probably just a camera angle manipulation, but I really do hope they have all 9 characters playable, opposed to Final Fantasy 15, where you can only play as one. Near contemporary Final Fantasy Type O had 9 characters, all fighting in real time, and I think that's what they should do in Final Fantasy VII Remake. A criticism I do have is Barret's voice. People complain about Christian Baleman, but this guy seems way off. I don't know if they're avoiding offending people, but Barret's colloquialisms were classic in the original. He doesn't seem like well cast as the role for Barret. It's really difficult to determine if this game is going to be fun to play or not. Final Fantasy VI has fans that will complain about it anyway. I don't know if this will be good for Final Fantasy VII Remake speedrunners, but they did demonstrate shortcuts through leaning and ducking. Also, they didn't demonstrate the materia, although there was probably a death blow or something. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to make materia equipable, or if they go with a combo-like system with Tales games. Also, as a joke complaint, are they going to show all the trailers basically until Cloud Omni-slashes Sephiroth? This trailer showed a lot of the beginning of Final Fantasy VII's Midgar, albeit it's probably the part most people are familiar with, and will require them to spend the most resources to introduce. It seems like they're just making the game in a chronological order and then showing them as the game progresses. I mean, it's not like they're going to have a lot of plot twists in this game anyway.